watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin, and we are here with Brad Rambur for What the Tech's going on with Putin and the Vulcan files.
Привет.
Okay, come again?
That's Russian for what's up.
What's up? Привет?
Привет.
Why do you know all these languages too?
I can't tell you.
Gosh almighty. So Vulcan files, Putin's domestic and global cyber warfare tactics. He's using on his own people to get good at it for other people. Is that what I understand from you?
You stole my thunder.
Darn it.
One, I like how you say his last name. It makes it have a kind of an aroma.
It's exactly, that's what I was saying. I'm like, I don't even know how do you pronounce it, but I just like to say Putin, like putrid.
PewDiePie, Putin. We can get there from YouTube through aroma to...
Yes. Are you supposed to say it?
Putin.
Putin.
But then
I like to say Putin.
you are watching Hunt for Red October and lots of moose and squirrel, and you can say Putin without too much
Did
problem.
you learn that from Boris and Natasha?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I had a Russian boss who said, hey, you do accent
Rocky
pretty
and
well.
Bullwinkle, right?
Exactly.
Again, another reference that our control room has no idea what we're talking about. But us folks do in this room.
Us folks.
Chloe, ever heard of Rocky and Bullwinkle? Jared has no idea. Bianca for sure. Jared or Christian was like not even.
Oh,
that one.
man.
Yeah.
Drat, moose, and squirrel.
Okay, so let's focus. So apparently, I'm going to read here. Documents were leaked by a whistleblower who was apparently disgruntled by the Ukrainian war.
Wouldn't it be ironic if that whistleblower were Edward Snowden, who now has a Russian passport and lives in Russia?
That would do you think is that your speculation? Are
Doubt.
you saying it here first?
Doubtful, but there's a pattern here if you think about it. Somebody sees something they don't like, they make a moral crusade cause move, and out this information comes. It's exactly what happened with Snowden and the NSA.
Right. So how many years ago was that?
10-ish.
Yeah. Well, so this, I mean, we're not surprised by this.
No.
Right? That he's using these tactics on his own people. And there's these programs that were uncovered saying they were controlled the internet and the spread of misinformation, that they were pushing that out, misinformation on purpose.
Sure.
So we have that's been speculation, I think, for a long time. And now these files are proving this, yeah?
What government has not done this?
I don't know. This is where we go on the roller coaster.
Yep. We get to the top and
But
down,
it's not
down we look.
conspiracy theory stuff. This is...
The problem with all this ubiquitously placed technology, we all have a computer in our pocket in the Western world, is that once you record it, there's evidence. And the location of the records and the evidence does a lot to prove what people are really up to. And if there is no evidence, then you can claim all you want, but it's a claim. It's not fact, right? So when somebody says, look, I've got these things, this is what's happening, read this. People go, wait a minute, you're doing what, for why, huh? And then the indignance and the, frankly, civil wars start over this sort of thing.
Well, I think I'm hearing you, and it's kind of interesting to me because things happen right now in our world digitally that's time-stamped, it's recorded, something that you can't question.
Yeah.
It's there. And you know, when you see these true crime stories that unfold, they can make these documentaries about things. There was one that I watched, they had the police cam footage on the camera, time-stamped Ring camera footage, so much footage that's all time-stamped that, you know, wherever you are, there's cameras on you right now, it seems like. And so I keep telling my kids, it's a different world when you can't get in trouble because everyone's got a camera. You don't even know where the cameras are, and I'm going to find out.
We, as security nerds, there's a term, non-repudiation, that essentially an act or an event can be directly attributed to a particular person, right? So all these cameras are proving that. So law enforcement actually love their body cameras because when citizens are misbehaving and law enforcement isn't misbehaving, there's a record right there.
Right there, right.
Yeah.
I mean, some police officers don't love it, but that's I think it's a...
Don't misbehave.
Right.
Is the point.
Right.
Accountability is there. We have, at much lower cost and much higher accuracy, a record of occurrence that can get us to whether you can or can't be held accountable for any particular act, right? let's think about this minor turn. So we're talking about Putin. I like that. How about the Chinese balloon report? Let's think. It was steerable. It was flown in a figure 8 pattern over the U.S. And they can capture ELINT, electronic signals, and send them via satellite relay, I presume, to China real time. We knew where the balloon was. We told anybody around there that signals could have been picked up to
Oh.
bad guys.
Okay.
So what did they really capture? But the U.S. government made a statement. Yes, it was navigable. Yes, it could capture electronic signals. Yes, it did relay something back to the Chinese Communist Party or the People's Liberation Army, whomever grabbed it. And we reject the assertion this is a weather balloon. That is patently false. We have the device. It had a self-destruct element to it. It had navigation equipment on it, and it had communications equipment on it.
So we knew at some point that it was there, and so we were able to squash communication that they weren't able to get.
Yeah.
It wasn't just floating around willy-nilly with us not knowing.
By the time it hit American airspace, we had seen it in Alaska.
Okay.
It crossed over into Canada, and then it started flying over some missile silo locations in northwest U.S., the Great Plains. We said, ooh,
Be quiet. All right. Well, I'm going to segue to something kind of off topic, but it's still
let's do it.
related to medical devices. This is another
Yes.
way that we are being tracked. But some people need these trackable devices for their health, let's say insulin pumps or whatever it might be. So the FDA is now requiring these devices to be secured against cyber attacks because these could really hurt people, kill people, if their monitors are not giving them proper information. So this is an interesting report. Joe Biden just signed this in December, this bill. So talk to me about, the importance of this.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. There was a hacker probably 12, 14 years ago who had some medical issues, and his claim was that the devices that were helping him sustain his life could be compromised and his life could end. And he actually wound up dying. Now, I'd have to review the pertinent points of the situation as to whether the device was hacked or he himself hacked it, and it was a form of assisted self-harm, right? Don't exactly know. But the practical matter is, if this device is helping you and it's collecting information on and about you, don't you want to control that information?
Right.
Yeah, it's for you. You bought the use of that machine or the machine outright for your benefit.
So the companies are now going to need to have these devices checked for cybersecurity glitches.
Yeah.
And every 2 years, they're going to need to be updated.
Yeah, perfect.
Because, so they were saying the susceptible devices include insulin pumps, intracardiac defibrillators, mobile cardiac, I don't even know that word, telemetry, thank you, and pacemakers.
Yeah.
So this is going to put accountability on the makers.
Product manufacturers.
Product manufacturers. It is going to raise the prices, do you think, for the users?
Sure. So there's an analog in the world,
We're
right?
running out of time, so
Yeah, that's okay.
talk fast.
Cars, 1973. Bumpers, safety belts, increased. It's the same thing.
When I was sliding around the back seat of my mom's Cadillac when I was a young girl, we don't do that anymore.
Nope.
That happened. True story, all you young people. Okay, thank you for being here. We love having you.
Fist bump.
Fist bump with Brad Rambur, cybersecurity expert in all the things, musician. Stick around for more America Trends right after this quick break.